Well, hello there, everybody. I'm just getting on here and I'm going to go over a few items that I like to take on a cruise. Some of the things are definitely you must bring on a cruise type of things. So we're just going to touch base on that a little bit. We do have some first-time cruisers going with us this time on the cruise, and then some who haven't been in a little bit. So I want to make sure everybody gets all the questions answered they need answered. And of course, you can always contact me if you need something answered that I'm not sharing with you here. But I mean, as you all know, I made this beautiful itinerary for us to put on your phone. And in this, I'm going to go through it really quick and then we'll move on to the items that are sitting behind me. But basically, welcome to Harmony of the Seas. And our sailing is from October 8th to October 15th, 2023. It does have a table of contents, and if you were to click on any of the icons, it will take you to the page. So if you wanted to go straight to the itinerary, you just click on it and you don't have to scroll down, it'll take you right to it. But it does have the table of contents, which includes our cruise crew, an overview of what we're going to be doing and seeing, details, things that we need to know, just some images of the cruise ship, which is Harmony of the Seas. I did put everybody's deck and stateroom numbers and listed them all here, so that way it's at everybody's fingertips. We are all on deck 11. We're all on the same side of the ship, really close together. So I think Steve and Victoria are the farthest away, and they're actually almost immediately after you get off the elevators. You're going to turn the corner and their room is going to be right there, and then we have to walk a little bit farther towards the aft of the ship, which is the back of the ship, to get to our staterooms. And it starts with, on the balcony side, it's going to start with Nicole's room, then Matthew and Carissa's room, then my room, and across the hall from me is Nana and Kathy, and then Brady and Missy, or something like that. Back, and they're across the hall, but they're doing boardwalk balconies, so they're overlooking the boardwalk. And then the next thing you're going to see is the itinerary, and this is not finished. Even the details, they're not really finished. I have to still book our, where was I at? Up here at the details. I still have to book our shuttle, and so this is not technically the correct shuttle time. And then we don't have a check-in time yet for the ship. I'm just hoping that we get the earliest check-in. I like to get the earliest possible. So my goal, if it is 11 a.m. is the first one, I want to get the 11 a.m. check-in, so that way we can start enjoying the ship immediately. So there's a few things on here that need to be updated, but for the most part, I kind of just flubbed it a little bit. Like the shuttle picking us up at 10, it's probably going to be somewhere around there. Again, the cruise ship, after the itinerary, which we may be adding things in. If you noticed the days that we are at sea, I didn't really put anything in, but there's a possibility that they will allow us to pre-book some of our shows. And if that's the case, I do want to pre-book our shows for us. Because like the comedy shows and things like that, especially the 18 and over comedy show, the venue is pretty small. And so if I'm able to pre-book those shows on days that work for us, I'm gonna input those in here. If for some reason we put it in, we book it on a certain day and we don't make it that night, but we can make it to a different show, that's gonna be okay. We can change it around. It's just, I wanna try to book something and set it in stone. Now there is an ice skating show Aubrey's already let me know she wants to do it. Also, she wants to go ice skating, so remember to pack those closed-toe shoes, Mom. No, it's not closed-toe shoes. It's long pants. She needs long pants for that. The closed-toe shoes are for the rock climbing wall, I believe. Or the zip line. It might be the zip line. Let me get back to you on that because I can't remember. You do need closed-toe shoes for something. You do need pants and socks to do the ice skating. And the slide, the abyss, you have to have a shirt with sleeves. I do know that because I was wearing a tank top and they made me go change my shirt before I could go down it. So there are some things that you have to have. And I'm pretty sure that's just so you don't get like a rug burn going down. So anyway, we'll add in those things in the itinerary. Again, there's the ice skating show. There's going to be comedy shows. There will be like the headlining shows. There will also be a water show in the Aqua Theater. So these are all the things that I want to, if once they open and we can pre-book them, I'm going to be pre-booking those for everybody. And we'll get them in here. And if for some reason, again, when we went on our last cruise in February of 2020, when did we go? 2022. When we went on our cruise in February of 2022, the water show, the Aqua Theater show, was canceled all but one night, and I happened to be rescheduled to that one night, so we did get to see it. But it's a very dangerous show, and if it's too windy or anything like that, because they're high diving and stuff, they'll cancel the show. The good thing is for Missy and Brady and Nana and Kathy, you guys have boardwalk balconies, so any night the aqua show is going on, you could sit on your balcony and you can pretty much see it for the most part. So anyway, that needs to still be added in here. After that is I just have the excursions that I know we're doing, like for those of us who are doing it. I have the St. John on our own, and I put the Yoda Guy Museum here because that's in St. Martin, and it's just in walking distance. After you get off the ship, you can go to this museum, and it has to do with Star Wars, so I put it on there. Just a little picture of some of the type of clothing you can wear on the cruise ship. It's not formal nights. There are going to be 2 formal nights. You don't have to dress extremely fancy, but we do like to dress up on formal nights because you don't do it all the time. So it's like one of those things that I really like to do. So we dress up, but it's not going to be like a tuxedo or anything like that. Chuck will just go in a dinner jacket, maybe a tie. We have done a tuxedo, but it's been only like once or twice. And then I'll go in some kind of nicer dress, and then the rest of the time I just go in more of like a sundress or something for the rest of the dinners. Okay, now this is where I'm gonna get into the things behind me. So this is about the don't forget to pack. Okay, so this is what I really wanted to concentrate on. These are, I mean, not everything you have to have. If you don't think you need it, definitely don't take it. But these are things that I definitely will have. And this one, we all have to have. So the first thing that's on this list is your passport. It is a must. You have to have a passport to travel. Well, you don't have to have a passport, but you have to have proof of identification. Passport is just the best way to travel. So if you don't have a passport, you can still go on a cruise. And I feel bad because I just said that, and I don't want to redo the whole thing after I made that error. But passport is just the best way to cruise. However, because we are going on a closed loop cruise, we are allowed to travel with our photo identification and a certified copy of your birth certificate. So you either have to have this or you have to have this. You don't have to have both, you just have to have one or the other. I will be cruising with my passport. This happens to be Brady's birth certificate, not mine, but it is my ID. There's going to be more than half of you that will be traveling with your birth certificate. So just make sure you have these things on you and handy. So you don't want to pack them. They need to be in the bag that you're going to be taking on the ship. They're not going to be given to the porter when they take our luggage onto the ship. This is going to be on your person, so to speak. I usually have, like right now, this is Chuck's passport. Mine and Chuck's passport are in this, and any other documents or anything I may need will be inside this little bag, and then I just have this in my carry-on. So that is the first thing and probably the most important thing that you need to have for the ship. And then of course, you don't want to forget to pack all your normal stuff. Your clothes, your socks, your underwear, your bras, swimming trunks, shorts, sundresses, shoes. You don't need a ton of shoes, but make sure you have some comfortable shoes. And again, like I was mentioning, if you want to do, there's a few things where you need closed-toe shoes. So if you want to bring a pair of tennis shoes, that's great. And then we're going to move on, and the next thing on my list is a waterproof phone case. Even if you don't plan on going to the beach, if you just plan on going to the pool, it's good to have a waterproof bag to put your phone in, because a lot of us don't like to leave our phones. So you want to at least have something to put your phone in while we're on the pool deck so it doesn't get wet. I have that one, and then this is like a fanny pack that you can put it in. It has a Velcro closure, and then it closes like this, and then you can wear it around your waist or like a satchel. So those are some ideas on waterproof phone cases, or you can buy one of the cases for your phone that you can put on your phone that's actually waterproof. And I may be doing that again because I do plan on doing that snorkeling, and I want to be able to take pictures of the sea turtles that we're supposed to see. So another thing, you might want to have a portable charger. I don't typically take a portable charger with me on a cruise, but it is nice to have one. I just don't have one that is really good. When I use a portable charger, it's usually at Disney, and I use the fuel rods that I can just exchange. I don't have a really good one to take on a cruise, but I think Chuck does, and he probably will take it. The next thing on my list is motion sickness medication, and this is just to be on the safe side. I will have it, so if nobody else buys any, I will definitely have it. I go to Kaiser and I just get their Meclizine, just the generic Meclizine. Bonine works really good, and you can also get Dramamine. Another thing you might want to have, and I'll have these too, is some ginger chews. And this will help with nausea. If you're just feeling a little bit nauseous, ginger chews work great to make some of the nausea go away. So I like to have these, and I have them in my bag all the time when I'm on a cruise, just in case. I haven't gotten sick in quite a while, but I still take all this stuff because you never know when it's going to happen. The next thing on my list is a light jacket or a sweater. And I don't have a light jacket or a sweater here. I didn't bring one here, but this is a wrap. And this works really good too. But the reason why I mention having a lightweight sweater or a jacket is because when you're inside on the ship, they have the air conditioner running all the time. And if you get cold at all, that's when it's going to be. It's typically, for me, it's at dinner, because I'm sitting there and you're in that air conditioner the whole time. So I end up getting cold, and that's why I need I usually have like a sweater, a light sweater. A lanyard. Now again, this is personal preference. You don't have to have it, but I take a lanyard and then I put my, I wish I would have brought a key card. I put my key card inside my CPAS in here, and that way I wear it around my neck. I have it. The only time I really don't like doing this is at dinner, because it kind of looks tacky if you're dressed up and you have this lanyard hanging around your neck. But when I go out off the ship to any of the ports of call, this is definitely going to be my go-to. I'm going to have my CPAS card in there, and I'm also going to have my ID and maybe a credit card. And I don't really need much more than that. So a lanyard. The next thing on my list is sunscreen, and I don't have any sunscreen here except for the ladies. I mean, I guess the men can use it too. My face burns the most, and so I've been using sunscreen for my face under my powder or anything like that if I put makeup on. And even if I don't, I still wear this sunscreen for my face because I have rosacea, and it works really good for me. So make sure you have some kind of sunscreen, and even a special one for your face if you need. This is tinted, so that's why I like it too, because it helps with my rosacea and you don't see it so much. Don't forget your phone cords and your chargers. Those are really important to have, because you wouldn't want to be without your phone. Another thing that I would recommend is there's only a couple plugs in the staterooms. So having additional outlets is a must. And you can buy one of these type of things, but it has to be cruise approved and non-surge protected. So this one is not a non-surge protector. However, I've been hearing lately that they're not letting people have one with a cord like this. I used it last time, but they're so finicky with this, so I don't know if this one's gonna fly this time, so I may buy another one that just has a plug on the back and plugs into the wall, and then I'll have 3 more outlets here, and then my USBs to plug anything that I need a USB for. Again, there's like only 1 or 2 USBs in the room and 1 or 2 plugs if you're lucky in the room. I did order for you, Matthew, I ordered you an extension cord and distilled water for your breathing machine. So that should be in your room, and that's coming from them, so that's approved. But you do want to have something like this for your room if you plan on having multiple things you need to plug in and you're plugging multiple, charging multiple devices. So that was on my list. Okay. Another big one, you can't take an iron, you can't take a steamer. So I take Downy Wrinkle Release. This works really good. Just spray it all over your clothes, shake it out real well, and it takes out a lot of the wrinkles. So I bring Downy Wrinkle Release spray with me. Now, I talked about Dramamine motion sickness medication, but your regular medication that you take all the time, if you have it, you need to bring that, and you need to have it in your carry-on as well. So wherever you put this fun little stuff in your carry-on bag, usually what I say to have in your carry-on bag is your cruise documents, your medications, maybe a change of clothes and maybe your bathing suit. That way you'll have just a few items with you when you get on the ship, because it will take a few hours before we see our luggage. So if you want to go swimming, you want to have your bathing suit on you. So make sure that those are the things that are in your carry-on. Also, if you're going to be taking those bottles of wine, that has to be in your carry-on luggage. Another thing you don't want to forget to pack is you are going to need a credit card to secure your onboard account. Now, this is a cashless system on the ship with the exception of the casino. So you're going to have your SeaPass card, and let me see if I have the SeaPass card in here. Oh. I have one here. Give me just a second. Haha, ta-da! I found one. Okay, this happens to be for Harmony of the Seas, ironically. This is basically what you're gonna have. You're gonna use this for everything. This is how you're gonna get into your stateroom. This is how you're gonna get on and off the ship in the ports of call. Everything is on this. This ship is got the chip inside of the card, so it's not one that you slide in the door. This one is actually you're just gonna tap the door and it's gonna open. But this is like basically your life for the entire week while you're on the ship. So you have a credit card that's tied to this, or you can do cash. But there will be a credit card tied to this, so if you spend any money on the ship, you're gonna charge it on this. So say you wanna buy a drink, you take this to the bartender, they charge it to your room, and you're gonna get a slip to sign and everything, but they charge it to your room, and at the end of the sailing is when they're gonna charge your credit card for your balance, what you owe. And again, if you want to do cash, you can do that. You can go to guest services and set up a cash account. You want to put $500 on your account, you can do that, and then whatever you don't spend, they'll reimburse you, or you can use your credit card and then at the end pay cash. It's totally up to you. But you want to have a credit card, and you want to have some cash on you. Now, I do recommend having some small bills of cash also, because you will be tipping people along the way. You want to tip the porters when we drop off our luggage. It's usually about $2 a bag. Any taxi drivers you may encounter in any of the ports of call, we're going to, just here and there. For those of us who are Diamond, we'll be getting drinks. We'll get 4 free drinks a day, and this is a loyalty status. So I'm sorry for those of you who have not gone. I'm not trying to toot any horns here, but after cruising so many times, one of the perks is, like, we've made it to Diamond status. So with our Diamond status, we get 4 free drinks a day, and it could be sodas, it could be alcohol, whatever we want. We get 4 free drinks a day. And so there's not an option to tip because they don't give us a slip to fill out. So I like having some dollars on me, so that way I can tip a few dollars here and there to the bartenders who make my drinks. The next thing on this list is magnets. I spelled that wrong. Magnet hooks. So I have a couple different kinds here. Now, I'm sure you can't see this too well, but this is a magnet hook. There's a magnet on the back. And what you may not know is that the walls in a cruise ship cabin are metal. So you can hang magnets on the wall, and you could use magnets for extra storage. These are kind of small, so they're not gonna hold like up anything super heavy. There are some on Amazon that you could get that may hold more than, you know, just a few pounds, but this size is good for, I'm gonna have door decorations, just be prepared. So I use these on the door for my door decorations. These are also good to hang your lanyard or that phone case, things like that. It may hold up my lightweight sweater, I can't remember. You could use a couple of them and it will help secure it even more. But like I said, these are good to have. I do have a ton of them. You don't have to purchase any more, but I am thinking about getting some heavier duty ones, because I can't remember if this like holds up a hat or anything like that. I can't remember, and it would be good to be able to put your hats and stuff on the wall. Now I also have these, it's a clip that I bought from Dollar Tree, and I like to use these on the wall to hang any of the paperwork that the stateroom attendant may leave you. I just put it all on the wall and clip it together and leave it there. And that way, if I need to look at it later on, it's all right there at my fingertips. So these are some of the little things that I bring, but it's definitely not a necessity. Another thing I have on here is a refillable water bottle. So there's water stations all around the ship that you can get water. So if you're not wanting to spend money on bottled water every time you turn around, it's probably like $3 a bottle, maybe more, I don't know exactly the cost, then you might want to bring a refillable bottle with you, so that way you will have it in your room at all times. You do get a couple glasses in your room, but if you want to carry water to stay hydrated, I would bring yourself a refillable water bottle. Another thing, not necessary, but I really like it, and that's a pop-up hamper. I leave this in my luggage. I don't take it out. It's just a foldable pop-up hamper, and I like to try to keep things tidy. So doesn't always work. Chuck still leaves all his stuff all over the couch, but I like to bring this, and then I'll either put it right outside of one of the wardrobes, or even inside the one where I have the dresses and stuff hung up, if I can. So this is just a good one. I don't suggest spending a ton of money on it. This Winnie the Pooh one is from Daiso, so it was pretty cheap. And like I said, I just leave this in my luggage. I took it out to do this video. It was in my luggage. Another thing that I might say to bring are some towel clips. I do have some extras of these too. If somebody doesn't want to spend any money and needs them, I'll bring my extra ones with me. These are good because if it's windy, the towels will blow, and this is going to keep that towel in place. But they're also really good if you come back from the pool and you want to put your swimsuit on the balcony. You're not supposed to leave them out there because they could blow away, but I use these on the bathing suits to keep them attached to the chair so they don't blow off into the ocean. And I don't usually get in trouble because I do have them clipped to the chair. So just a good thing to have. A tote bag. You know, just a beach bag of some sort to carry your stuff up to the pool deck, to carry your stuff to the beach when we get into Coco Cay, or even the other two ports of call. This is the one I'm going to be using this time. I've had it for several years and I've not used it yet, so I think it's time that I use this one. It's perfect. And this one actually has another separate bag that I can use. It's not a waterproof bag, so I won't use it to put my bathing suit in. I have an extra one of those. And then it has another pocket here, so it has plenty of spaces for me to store more things. But definitely make sure you have yourself a beach bag. A tote bag, beach bag, whatever you want to call it. Another thing on my list is air freshener or Poo-Pourri. I've been taking Poo-Pourri. I think I take this too, but I've been using the Poo-Pourri. Don't need to tell you why. You're sharing a room with people. It's just to keep it fresh and not stinky. The next thing on my list is aloe vera gel. And ask any of my kids who've been sunburned, they needed aloe vera gel. So it's very expensive on the ship. So my suggestion is, if you think you're gonna get burned, or it's pretty common that you do get burned when you're at the beach or whatever, just make sure that you bring that aloe vera gel. And then I have closed-toed shoes on here, which we already talked about. The next thing on here is sunglasses or a hat, and a hat. So just a sun hat of some sort. This is the one. Okay, this matches my shirt real good. I think I wore this shirt when I wore this. I don't really like the way I look in hats, but you know, keeps you from your face burning and everything. So just some kind of beach hat. Men can do a ball cap or one of the bigger, I can't think of what they're called right now, but you know what I mean. Some kind of hat. A snorkel if you need it. We're gonna be snorkeling in St. John, so I'm gonna have my snorkel with me. Some other items that I didn't list here that I'm gonna go ahead and show you that I make sure that I bring. Either Gold Bond or the Glide for chafing. Always good to have. Even if you don't experience it, it's good to have. I always bring like some shout wipes or a Tide pin just in case I get a spot. I'll have that. In the bathroom, they have bar soap on the counter to wash your hand. I like liquid soap, so I just bought this bottle at Target, I believe, a while ago, and I just refill it with some soap and some hand soap and take this with me. So that way I have like your Bath and Body Works soap to wash your hands. Not necessary, but these are great. I just got these recently. I have not taken them on a cruise yet, but they only give you so many hangers. The stateroom attendant can bring you more, but if you want to purchase something like this off of Amazon, these little guys are great. Open them up big for an adult, or you can small for a child. And they fold and they're pretty flat, so they don't take up much room. Another thing you do not want to forget, we've done it so many times and I still end up doing it. A pair of scissors and some fingernail clippers. If you have just like a little set, a manicure set that has these things in it, it's good to have because you never know when you're going to need them. Now, I end up needing scissors and stuff to cut off tags and things like that because I always shop before I go on a cruise and I don't take the tags off until I get on the ship. So you might want to make sure that you have some scissors, and I would just bring like a small pair and some fingernail clippers. They have blow dryers in the room. They suck. They suck. So I haven't used this yet, but this is a cute little travel blow dryer I bought at Kohl's, and I'm hoping it works better than the one in the room. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the one in the room, you have to hold the button in order to blow dry your hair. and I can't stand that. So this one, at least you don't have to do that. It's an on and off switch. So I'm going to be taking this with me this time because it came in this little travel case, and I'll probably put some other things in there because there's lots of room. I have two different bags. This one is a newer one, but I use something like this to put all my toiletries and things in. And then you can hang it. So this is something neat to get if you don't have one. This is a newer one. I have a bigger, oh, this is another sunscreen that, this one is another good one that I like. I was wondering where it was at. I also have a bigger one, but this one is new, so I think I might try that one this time around. And then last but not least, what I have here are my packing cubes. Now, I love these. I didn't think I was gonna love them so much, but what I do with my packing cubes is I pack my clothes in these packing cubes, like my t-shirts, my socks and underwear, and then I don't leave anything in my suitcase when I'm on a cruise. I take everything out and I hang it up. Everybody's different. Some people live out of their suitcase for a week. I'm on vacation for a week. I don't want to live out of my suitcase for a week. So I take everything out of my suitcases first thing when I get on the ship. As soon as I get my luggage, that's the first thing I do. And I have everything packed in the packing cubes, and I just take the packing cube and put it right inside the drawer or slide it on the shelf. And that way, whatever I don't use is still in here, and then I can just take it right back out and pack it up and put it right back in my suitcase. Or condense down a couple of them into one and pack those clothes that I didn't use right back in my suitcase in these. So I definitely suggest packing cubes. This one comes with laundry pouches and a shoe bag. Sometimes I use these for different things. I have a different shoe bag than this. And the laundry pouches, sometimes I put other stuff in them. But this one is a set of like 6 different, there's more than 6 here. But I just ordered these off Amazon, and then I have a couple different ones that I use for Chuck's luggage. But that's how I pack, and I just leave these. I put these right in the drawer, and I leave my clothes inside of them. I usually fold the top back and underneath it and have it open inside the drawer. But these things are great. So just another idea on something to think about having if you don't have it. So, and then I'm done with showing you all of those goodies. So also on this app, I gave you basically all the places to eat. Well, actually, this isn't all the places to eat. So this is just some options. And I made sure to show you what is included. There's plenty of things included. You do not have to spend a single dollar on food. But there are specialty restaurants that if you want to try them, by all means, you can go ahead and do that. Azumi's is a teppanyaki, and then they have sushi that you can buy a la carte, and people like that. So Johnny Rockets is an additional charge. I don't know exactly what it is on this sailing, so I want to say what it is because I'm not really sure. It's changed on every sailing that I've been on, but I did hear, and I'd like to try it out, that it is free at breakfast. You can get breakfast there for free. So that's good to know. And then under the things to know, I put our dining time is at 7:45 in the main dining room. Now I don't know which dining room we'll be in. I don't know if we'll be on deck 3, deck 4, or deck 5. That is something we'll find out. It's going to be listed on our card when we check in. I don't think we'll know until we get our cards that day, and they're going to be on our door when we get to our room. Typically the rooms don't open till 1:30, so if we do get on the ship at 11, we're just going to be hanging out, getting something to eat and all that until our rooms are ready at 1:30, and then we can go into our rooms. And again, our luggage may not be there when we get there. It may not be there till 8 o'clock at night. So that's why I said you might want to have some extra clothes. So there are 2 formal nights, like I mentioned, on our sailing. Usually it's day 2 and 6. When we get on the ship, the first thing we're going to be doing, and this is a big thing that I do, and I'm going to teach everybody to do it just like I do it, because it's really important, and I don't want to be, or I don't want anybody in my group to be the reason why the ship is held up. There is a safety muster drill that we have to complete. A portion of it is going to be on the app that you'll be watching, and then you'll be checking into your muster station, which is also listed on your card. For instance, this one is F2. We're going to immediately, after we get on that ship, we're going to immediately go find our muster station and check into our muster stations. So that way we'll be done with it, and when they start making those announcements later in the day, we're going to be free and clear. We're not going to have to worry about it. That one says just to pack your documents, meds, swimsuit, change of clothes in your carry-on, like I mentioned before. It also says you're allowed 1 bottle of wine per guest over the age of 21. So if you're going to take wine with you, that should be in your carry-on as well. And it's also talking about luggage tags and how I'm going to be printing the luggage tags. Now, I didn't bring one of those over, but I am going to be giving everybody luggage tags. So this is, I usually give these plastic containers, 1 to every one of my clients when I book a cruise. Chris and Matthew may still have some. If you need more, let me know. But I typically give 1. If you need more than 1, just let me know, and I'll make sure you have more than 1. Mom shouldn't need any either. She should have enough. So I would just need them for Kathy, Victoria, Steve, Nicole, because Nicole may have some, but hers were for Carnival, and Carnival's luggage tags are a little wider. And Missy and Brady, they don't have any. So just let me know if you, you want to put this on, put your luggage tags on everything that you have. So if you have 2 pieces of luggage, you're definitely going to want to. If you only have 1 piece of luggage, then you're only going to need 1. And we'll discuss that when we get closer. I usually do print at least 2 of the luggage tags per person anyway, just because sometimes you may need it. Say you decide you have an extra bag that you didn't know you were going to have, so you're going to have to check it. We're coming from Disney World, so we may have, we're probably each going to need 2 of these for sure, maybe even 3. But anyway, I'm taking up almost 45 minutes of your time, and I don't want to take up any more. So if you have any questions, please let me know, and we'll talk again real soon. Thanks.